Songs you heard as a little kid in the 60s. Remember when your mom or dad would hum this one while making dinner? Or when this one suddenly became your absolute favorite? Back when we were kids, music hit different. The world felt huge and simple at the same time, like anything could happen if you just spun the dial on that little radio. Today, we're hopping in the Wayback Machine together, heading straight to those magical 60s days when these songs first blasted into your ears and made childhood feel like the best adventure ever. 11. Happy Together by the Turtles.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night.
Happy Together was like somebody flipped on every light in the house on a sunny afternoon. Those first few notes hit, and even if you didn't know all the words yet, you could feel it was pure sunshine, the kind of love song that owned the radio for months. It wasn't about heartbreak or goodbyes. It was just this big, goofy dream about being happy together forever. And us little kids with our restless hearts found a safe spot inside that melody. It became the soundtrack to our very first crushes, the awkward butterflies in the stomach kind, where you daydreamed way more than you actually talked. Here's a wild one. Happy Together almost never happened the way we know it. A bunch of bands turned it down before it landed with the Turtles, who heard gold. Once they cut it, it actually knocked the Beatles out of the #1 spot on the American charts. Play it now and maybe you're right back at a school dance with crepe paper streamers and balloons, or staring at the kid across the classroom thinking, yeah, we'd be happy together. Turns out that feeling never really leaves you. Before we keep going, tell us in the comments, what's your name and how old are you today? Let's roll on. Little Bit O' Soul by the Music Explosion. First thing that comes rushing back is that instant happy jolt. Little Bit O' Soul came on the radio and the whole day got better. No matter if you were in the kitchen, the garage, or messing around in the backyard, your legs just wanted to move. The 60s were full of big, scary, grown-up stuff. Wars on TV, protests, things that made parents whisper. But we figured the world out through songs, and this one basically said, hey, chill, everything's gonna be okay. No lectures, just pure good time energy that lifted you right up. Not many people know this, but the song didn't even start in America. 2 British songwriters wrote it, and a tiny UK band called the Little Darlings recorded it first. Then some garage kids from Ohio turned it into pure lightning and shot it straight to the top of the charts. Hear it today and you realize that Little Bit O' Soul it asked for? Yeah, it's been with you this whole ride. Drop a like if you loved cranking the radio when you were little. Keep it moving. 9. Western Union by the Five Americans. That opening riff that sounded like a telegraph key was straight up addictive. We'd never heard anything like it, and it yanked you right into one of the catchiest, mood-lifting songs ever. The tune was bouncy, but the story was about getting a gut punch message, the kind that knocks the wind out of you. That mix of happy music and sad news made you dance while you were figuring out how tough life could be.
Western Union man, bad news in his hand.
You might not have known what a Western Union office even was, but you knew the feeling of waiting for a letter from your big brother who was far away, or that draft notice, or an answer that could change everything. That waiting was baked right into the song. And that telegraph sound? Total studio trick, they messed with guitars and effects until it sounded like Morse code, a little inside joke that became their signature forever. A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You by the Monkees.
Things will be okay.
This one taught us something simple but huge. Nobody's 100% wrong in a fight. A little bit me, a little bit you was a life lesson wrapped in sunshine and a killer hook. The Monkees were the TV band, and grown-ups rolled their eyes and called them fake, but we didn't care because the song felt real and helped us figure out that love and friendship weren't black and white. Maybe it takes you back to a playground crush, a slow dance in the gym, or that dumb argument that felt like the end of the world. This song put words to the messy stuff we were just starting to feel. Cool fact, the guy who wrote it was Neil Diamond back when he was mostly writing hits for other people. Years later, he'd pack stadiums, but we got to love his genius first through the Monkees. 7. Kind of a Drag by the Buckinghams. This one floated out of radios in the 60s like a long sigh. It wasn't over-the-top crying, just that quiet feeling when something's over and you're not sure what comes next. The title said it all. Life could be kind of a drag sometimes. The singer sounded like a kid trying to act tough while his heart was cracked. If you'd just gotten dumped or a friend moved away, it felt like the song was talking straight to you. We were starting to have our own little heartbreaks. First crush that fizzled, best buddy who moved, Kind of a Drag was there to hold your hand through it. Fun fact, they named themselves the Buckinghams to ride the British invasion wave, but every guy in the band was actually from Chicago. Still knocked it out of the park and proved American kids could hang with the Brits. What's your all-time favorite song from when you were little? Throw it in the comments. 6. Gimme Some Lovin' by the Spencer Davis Group. Gimme Some Lovin' didn't ask nicely. It demanded you get up and move. That opening organ smash hit and your body answered before your brain's permission. Bedroom, living room, garage, didn't matter. You were dancing. Everything felt faster in the 60s. Cars, news, fashion, and we were right in the middle of it, hearts racing. The song begged for love, but really it was screaming, "Live right now." The singer sounded like he was about to run out of breath, and that rawness made it real. It gave more than a few of us the guts to ask somebody to dance or blurt out how we felt. Close your eyes and you can still feel the gym floor shaking at the sock hop, lights spinning, everybody losing their minds the second that intro kicked in. 5. She'd Not There by the Zombies. The Zombies always had this cool, mysterious vibe, and She's Not There was the peak of that spooky, cool feeling. It was about a girl who was gone, but really about the empty space she left behind. That punch in the gut moment when you realize somebody important isn't coming back. Smooth voice, laid-back beat, shadowy mood, perfect for riding the bus home after a dance, staring out the window, wondering why somebody ghosted you. She's not there. Well, let me tell you about the way she... Rod Argent wrote it after hearing an old jazz tune and a buddy's messy breakup story. He never dreamed it would blow up worldwide, but it became their calling card and still feels like a little 3-minute movie. 4. Laugh Laugh by the Beau Brummels. Let this one wash over you because it taught us a grown-up lesson way before we were grown. Sometimes you laugh so you don't cry. First spin, you caught the jangly guitars and that laid-back groove. Then the words sank in. Everybody warned you she'd break your heart. You didn't listen, and now you're the one picking up the pieces. It felt so real, bruised pride, that sting of, they were right, and laughing through the tears so nobody sees you hurt. Maybe she stood you up or you saw her with another guy, you flipped on the radio, and bam, there was this song saying, buddy, I get it. Suddenly, you weren't alone.
Won't say I'm sorry for the things I've said.
From San Francisco, named themselves to sound British and helped kick off what people later called the San Francisco Sound, right before everything went psychedelic. 3. Pushing Too Hard by the Seeds. Sometimes you just needed a song to let it all out, and the Seeds showed up with the perfect vent session. Over and over it yelled that somebody was pushing too hard, could have been a girlfriend or boyfriend, but it also felt like parents, teachers, rules, the whole world telling you how to act. Raw garage sound, not polished, and that was the magic. Like the kids next door grabbed instruments and screamed what we were all thinking. It became a cornerstone of garage rock and influenced a ton of bands, even if it wasn't the biggest radio smash. It was the soundtrack to our first tiny rebellions, coming home late, growing your hair, saying no for the first time. Hear it now and you just smile, because you finally found the balance. Hit subscribe if you want a part 2 of this trip. Let's keep going. 2. I Had Too Much to Dream Last Night by the Electric Prunes. The title alone sounded weird and wonderful, and the music was even stranger, like walking into a dream with flickering lights. It was about an old flame who kept showing up in your dreams long after she was gone, waking up with your heart racing, not sure if you miss her or just the memory. Music was starting to go new places, digging into your head, weird moods, corners of feelings nobody talked about. This song opened that door and made us wonder about love, memory, and what we carry even when we think we've moved on. That wobbly opening sound, just a guitar run through crazy effects, shaking the amp, pure mad scientist stuff, and we ate it up. 1. Time Won't Let Me by The Outsiders. We're closing out our childhood soundtrack with pure urgency. Horns marching in, drums pushing, killer vocals tying it all together. Time Won't Let Me made you feel alive from the very first second. It was about love you couldn't keep quiet anymore. But bigger than that, it screamed, the clock is ticking. If you don't speak up today, tomorrow might be too late. Something every kid feels in the 60s felt in their bones. Every time that chorus hit, somebody found the courage to walk across the cafeteria, ask for a dance, sneak a first kiss. This song was the wingman for a million sweet beginnings we still smile about. And that's our ride, folks. We'll drop another oldies playlist down below if you want to keep the memories spinning. See you next time, and keep those transistor radios cranked.